Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show. It's the end of the week. If you can believe it, like, what a week. It flew by, didn't it? I feel like we just started, and here we are. It is my final streaming day of the week, Thursday. It is a shorter streaming week for me, but it's going to be a good day. Today, on the show, we're going to discuss the upcoming DSP Tries-It for next week, and we're going to discuss reacting. What do I mean by that? Well, last month, I did a long-form reacting event on the Quartering, if you remember, the Quartering documentary. It did well. And people have been saying, hey, would you do more reacting if there's a pertinent topic? We've been thinking about this for about a month. And now it seems there may be another topic that people are very interested in seeing me react to. But I just don't know much about it or where to go about finding stuff that's worthy of reacting to, because everyone seems to be covering it. So we'll talk about that today. Of course, we'll have updates on all the ongoing playthroughs, the games, and more. Next week, we're likely going to be looking for a new game for the rotation because we don't really have many new releases until the end of June and early July. So we're going to have a couple of weeks to kind of fill in some time, and now's the time to talk about some interesting new stuff to toss into the schedule. So it's going to be a fun podcast. I hope that you'll be here for it, and of course, I do hope that you'll stick around because we got more Castlevania Symphony of the Night coming up tonight as well. Sit back and relax, folks. It's time for a week-ending episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Level 1, everyone got their snacks waiting for the king. For the podcast to begin, chat rolls fast across the screen. Trolls will be banned, we're taking a stand. Most controversial gamer since 2008. Please donate to fill the coffers. Welcome to Level 1. Level 1. We are happy where we are. Happy down at Level 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. It is Thursday, the 11th of June, 2026, the final in 5 straight days that I've been streaming this week. And it has been a good week, right? Overall, I think that we've had a lot of fun. We tried out some stuff that didn't necessarily work too well, but now we're doing other stuff that seems to be working. We are chilling. We are testing new things, like demo night last night I felt was really fun. And I'm excited for the future and moving forward and what we're going to be doing and trying to find some new content for the rotation as well. So good stuff. We're going to talk all about it and get you all caught up. I'm actually getting all of the videos lined up here so I can talk about each thing that we did individually and where we are with each project. So good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Welcome to everyone who is here live. For the record, thank you to those who told me that the camera looked blurry, because it was. What's happened is a week or two ago, my camera that I've been using with OBS, my broadcasting software, stopped working for some reason. I don't know why. It's not broken. It just wouldn't work with OBS properly. So I used my backup camera. My backup camera's fine, but doesn't have autofocus as well as the other one. Therefore, it was autofocusing slightly out of focus, and it was kind of blurry, but it was hard for me to tell because I'm looking at a small screen here. I don't have it blown up full screen because I'm staring through OBS software in the corner of my layout here. So you guys told me, I fixed it. What I did is I now have it manual focused on a good focus so you can see the screen. You can see the stuff behind me. You can see me. And you can read this. And basically everything's kind of in focus. Now the thing is, if I want to show you something, I'm going to have to remember to go back to autofocus and turn it on and off. It's a little frustrating. I wish I didn't have to change my camera at all. And I'm wondering if I get a spare minute, if I could hook the other camera back up and get it to work with OBS again. I think I could. It's just a matter of having the time to mess around with it. So anyway, sorry for the blurriness past couple of days. You probably noticed it notably on the morning show. It should be nice and sharp. The face cam camera has been working all along without any problems. So no problem there, but thanks for giving me the heads up. Okay, so everyone, good morning. How you all doing? Let's say good morning to everyone who's here live, shall we? On the YouTube side, we got Dark Lady Goth, Tommy Versetti, Bono's Tecmo. We got, oh no, not him again. How you doing, man? We got the Insider, John. Who else do we got? Draven is here. Good morning. Omen West, how you doing? On the kick side, who do we got this morning? We've got Philosopher, Virtual Boy defeats DSP, Mature Businessman, GLP Gaming, Spoons is here. What's up, Spoons? Wings of Darkside. Interesting that Wings of Redemption seems to he actually did quit the internet. I mean, we talked about this last week, but it actually does look like it's stuck. He hasn't been around for about a week now and hasn't done any content on the internet. So he might actually be gone. Interesting. Ryusei Boy, Echo Proxy, AC Installer, and more. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. And like I said, I hope that you guys are ready to chill, but also, hopefully you will stick around because I like Castlevania Symphony of the Night a lot. Symphony of the Night is the game that's the originator of the formula of Metroidvania. Like, it was the original Metroidvania game. It combined Castlevania gameplay with the Metroid-style exploration and maps and backtracking, right? I'm having a great time with it. We're in the Upside-Down Castle, so we're into the second half of the game. It's way more challenging, and I'm having a good time. But last 2 times that we played this game, we had low attendance and low support. Now, I hope that won't be the case today. Notably, we've had some changes around here in the last week with the way that we're doing Pokemon pack openings and things like that. Seems to have been giving people a little bit more incentive to contribute to the streams. Notably today, even if Castlevania isn't your forte, you'll maybe still stick around, hang out with me. Maybe we could do something else in regards to, the pack openings and the like at the end of the stream. So we'll talk about that in a bit because it's changed a lot in the last week. But no, really, I think that Symphony of the Night is one of those kind of essential games that everyone should at least experience, whether you play it, you watch someone play it, or at least you have an understanding of what it is. I don't know why that's not translating into getting people here for when I play it. And we're in the second half of it right now. People were saying probably 2 more streams today and maybe 1 more major stream. And we're actually going to wrap up this game. So that means next week, I got to find 1 or 2 new games to play. Because we have about 2 weeks until we get to the point where new games start coming out. In fact, notably, now that we have updated the schedule fully, the game release schedule, that is. So, basically, we have nothing really going on until Star Fox on June 25th. Then in July, we got some stuff. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, Palworld 1.0, the Avatar fighting game, Halo Campaign Evolved. We'll have some stuff to do over July. Plus, remember, July 4th, Indivestance Day Marathon. That's going to be very exciting. That's actually what I'm probably looking forward to the most right now. If you're not aware, Indivestance Day is an annual marathon that I'm doing where we reminisce about the past. The days when I used to put on silly hats and vests and glasses and just do silly stuff on stream. Well, people used to love that, but we, phased it out a couple years ago. So one day a year, we bring it back just for good old time's sake. And what been better to do it than a day when I'm going to be drinking, a day when I'm going to be cleaning out my closet to organize it so I can actually use it for stuff, which would be great because then I could actually organize my Pokemon card collection. I can get all my stuff in there for easy access. Right now, I can't. It's a giant mess. But also that day, we are going to be not only pulling out the vests and hats to wear during that stream, but also getting to my classic games collection, the likes of which we haven't looked at in about 5 years. Are you aware? In fact, I'm just curious, when was it that we actually did do that original closet clean out? Four years ago. It was 4 freaking years ago. Yeah, July 30th, 2022. And at that time, okay, we dug into the closet and we found my classic games collection, okay? And it was fun to do, but man, let me tell you, I mean, you just want to see. You ready? I'll show you. This is what it looked like. Oh, I'm on fire. Hold on one second. There we go. I think things have changed just a small bit since then. What do you think? You think things are looking a little different around here? You think that maybe perhaps Things have improved slightly since then, 4 years ago. My God. Like, everything is so crazy different, right? I was definitely fat, right? The camera was atrocious. The lighting was terrible. Like, everything was horrible. So now things are just so much better. I mean, that looks awful, right? Oy, oy, oy. So, I mean, look, literally, there's nothing in this shot that remains besides the stands behind me. Like, the wall is different. The microphone is different. The lighting is different. The chair is different. I'm different. Everything is different. So this was 4 years ago, okay? And during that event, we found my classic games collection in the closet, and for the first time in, like, decades, I went through it to see what it was, and to be fair, I found some stuff there that I never thought was ever going to have any kind of value or worth, and people were like, no, some of your games actually are worth a lot of money. And I was like what? And like, well, notably, you have Earthworm Jim for Sega CD, which is like super rare. No one has it anymore. And I have it in the full case, pristine, not damaged in any way, with everything included. They're like, are you aware that's like over $400? I was like, no. I bought this at like a game convention in like 2010, probably for like $10, you know? So, during the closet clean out and during the Indivestance Day event, a lot will be going down. I'll be drinking all day, which is always fun, not gonna lie. For milestones of support, we're gonna be doing hats and vests. So every $50 I raise that day, you guys will vote. What's the next hat? What's the next vest? And I'll keep alternating between hats and vests all day long and look like a fool in full HD on camera. It's gonna be pretty funny. In addition, we will climb out the closet, we'll get to the classic game collection, and we'll try to price out all of the games. We're going to have it here at my new layout. So we're going to have the camera, you know, looking in depth at, you know, what's the condition of the game. Take a look at what are they selling for on eBay right now and stuff like that. And try to figure out, you know, the actual value. I think it's going to be a pretty fun event to do. And I think that you guys are going to like it. Last year, it was actually my most attended, most enjoyed marathon I did in all of 2025. So just on the nostalgia alone of me wearing the hats and vests, I think it's going to be a silly, fun thing. But hopefully you guys will come by on July 4th, Indivestance Day, to hang out with me all day long. It should be a good day, okay? So, anyway, that's the big thing that I'm looking forward to coming up next. But like I just said, we really don't have anything going on game-wise for about 2 weeks, all right? Now, in this case, we are currently playing a few games. Let's review where we are with each game that we're playing. Let's talk about some games that I did not continue this week. And go from there, because then this is going to lead into the whole React stuff that I want to do next week. Okay, so first off, we have a few playthroughs going on. First playthrough, obviously, is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. We are getting near the end. Probably 2 more streams today and maybe 1 more major stream, and we're probably going to beat Symphony of the Night. So 1 more stream next week, it's probably done. Okay? Yes, I am going to continue playing it. I've committed to finishing this game. I just hope that you guys will stick around and engage and support with it. It sucks that so many have kind of disconnected from this game for whatever reason. I find it bizarre because I think the game is great. Like, legit, I think it's one of the better games that I've played in a while. It's a classic. I don't get it. But I hope that you guys will hang out with me today as we play it after the podcast ends, okay? Pokemon Champions, we have put on hold. I like Pokemon Champions. Pokemon Champions is the free-to-play, online-only, duel-only game. There's no towns, there's no exploration, there's no real story. There is a story, but it's not a real story. It's essentially, you pull Pokemon, you recruit them, you train them, you fight with them, wash, rinse, repeat. I learned a ton in the 2 streams we did this week of Champions. I learned a ton about dueling. Like, I'm learning how to duel better. I'm learning about the weaknesses and how to position Pokemon to use their abilities strategically, which, to be frank, you don't really need to do that often in a standard Pokemon game. But in this case, it's actually getting into the multiplayer aspect of the game, which is neat. I've never done it before. But this game, sadly, just doesn't resonate with as big of an audience as when I'm playing a mainstream Pokemon game. I think what it is that when I'm playing a mainstream Pokemon game, there's nostalgia if it's a classic game, or obviously there's hype if it's a new one. People want to feel like, oh, it's part of the mainline Pokemon experience. And they like that a lot more when there's a town I'm exploring, when there's routes that I'm fighting on and recruiting Pokemon, catching them and stuff, none of which is in Champions. So after playing Champions a couple times, I think what I'm going to do is every once in a while, if I want a random night stream, I'm going to pull Pokemon Champions out of the hat, and we're going to play it, okay? So I hope that you guys will understand. For those that like Champions, I do too, but I can't just play it nonstop when people really aren't liking it that much. So Champions will return. Likely there will be like a late stream next week. Maybe we'll do Pokemon Champions, and we'll see how that goes, okay? Cool. So outside of that, we started a new playthrough, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. This is the version of Pokemon Diamond on the Switch and Switch 2 that essentially takes the DS version and upscales it and ports it and adds a few modern features that aren't available. Or, for example, I guess on the DS version, there was 2 screens. So the screen that was on the bottom was the watch, and now you can have the watch in the corner of your screen and still use it and stuff like that. So, yeah, we started it yesterday, and it went well. Like, people showed up, engaged, supported, and really liked Brilliant Diamond. So, we're off on another classic Pokemon adventure. We already did Fire Red. Now, this is my first experience ever with Gen 4 Pokemon. I've never actually done Gen 4 before, so it's going to be a cool first-time experience with this, and I'm happy that you guys liked it so much yesterday. Can't wait to continue this over the course of the next couple of weeks, okay? So, good stuff there. As for, like, night streams, the one game that we have that's a staple of night streams right now is TCG Card Shop Simulator. We do it a couple times a week. We simulate running a card store, right? It's cool because we're stocking, we're expanding, we are doing all this awesome stuff as you're running a store, but also it's like you're a collector too. You're opening packs of cards, you're adding them to your collection, you're pricing them out, you're putting them up for sale, and actually last stream, for the first time, we sent cards out for grading. So now when they come back, we're going to see how does this work with the grading system? Does it actually dramatically increase the value of the cards? Will that make more people come to your shop? You know, I don't know. I guess we're going to see. That could be pretty neat. So, yeah, pretty good. And I'm excited for that. I am, to continue on with that every once in a while. So right now, that's kind of what we have as a mainstream in the rotation. We got Castlevania, which is going to finish within a couple streams. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond that just started. Okay? And TCG Card Shop Sim. Now, yes, once a week we're doing classic fighting games. And in fact, we're going to do that tonight, Friday Night Fights. Only we're doing it on Thursday night because I'm not here tomorrow. So that'll be once a week. Hopefully it'll continue to work because it has been. And outside of that, there's a couple things this week that didn't work. I already mentioned Pokemon Champions, but I tried 7th Guest Remake. Sadly, it just didn't work. I like 7th Guest Remake. I like the idea, okay, that we're doing something different. It's a different kind of game. It totally is not a standard game from today. It's definitely a game from the 90s. But they redid it. They redid the puzzles. They redid everything about it. But sadly, it doesn't work. The audience isn't here for it. So there's nothing I can really do about it. I tried it twice. Couldn't get it to work 2 streams. I gave up. Okay? And the other thing is we finished Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. So that playthrough is complete. It was a great game. I highly recommend it for fans of Batman or Lego games. So that's done. So, next week, in the rotation for games, we're going to finish Symphony of the Night and we're going to continue with Brilliant Diamond. But we need something else to do. Now, someone in chat actually just had a legitimate good idea. It actually was brought up for the first time 2 days ago. And I am brainstorming this idea. I think I'd like to do it. However, I do need your help. So I'm going to give credit right now because the person who's talking about it is TweakRC. And he says, you ready for this? Oh, hold on. We got a troll here. Let's get rid of him. He says, how about a Resident Evil Code Veronica replay before you play the new remake? Well, the remake is coming out next year, right? So since we have a year to wait, well, I haven't played Code Veronica. Let's find out when I did, actually. When did I actually play Code Veronica? I played Code Veronica X HD, okay? July 2015. 11 years ago is when I played Code Veronica. Okay? If you guys are down for it, I think I am down for a replay. I think that'd be awesome because now we'll have a second run in this classic. And then I'll be able to reference that when we play the new remake next year. I think that's a good idea. If not Code Veronica, I'm down to play a classic Resident Evil. Like, I feel like it's time to play a classic Resident Evil game. It's been a while since I played one. Now, recently I tried, last year, Resident Evil 0 again. That game sucks. I'm not playing that ever again. It's a piece of dog shit. Maybe if they remake it, I'll play it, but I'm not playing that shit again, okay? But we got options because if you're not aware, okay, there are tons of Resident Evil games on Steam that I own, okay? So to give you some perspective here, I own the following. Ready? Original Resident Evil, 1996 edition, okay? The remake of Resident Evil that they redid with better graphics. The original Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 remake, which we played on the hardest difficulty. The original Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3 remake, which we also played on the hardest difficulty. The original Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 remake, which we recently played on the hardest difficulty. Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Resident Evil Village, and Resident Evil Requiem. Now, obviously, I recently played Requiem, right? I'm feeling like a classic Resident Evil. I'm feeling a classic, okay? But the question is, out of all those games I just mentioned, do you notice the one I didn't mention? Code Veronica. Do you want to know why I didn't mention it? Because it's not on Steam. Yeah, I don't know why. It's the one Resident Evil game that's just not on Steam. So, how do I get it? Is it on PlayStation? Like, if it can be played on PlayStation, then I'm down for that, but we have to figure out how do I access it. I don't know. Can you play it on PlayStation 4 or 5? Because if not, then I have no access to it, and we have to play a different Resident Evil. PlayStation 5 has it? Does it? We'll check. How about this? We have to switch over to the PlayStation 5 to play Symphony of the Night. When we do, let's search for Code Veronica. Okay, if it's there, I'm down for a Code Veronica playthrough. Or if not, if you guys want a different classic Resident Evil, we can play a different one. We have them all. All right, I'd be down for whatever. But I want to know, because I want to start this likely next week. I figure we can balance Pokemon, the end of Castlevania, and a classic Resident Evil run next week on day streams. Okay, and then on night streams, we'll continue on with TCG Card Sim. We may do some Pokemon Champions or not. We'll see if you guys want it or not. If we decide we want to do a React event, then I'm probably going to start doing the React event. Meaning, reacting to stuff about this particular topic, which we're going to discuss in a minute. And so that would probably be good variety for next week to balance out the week. Those projects sound good to me as a good variety of stuff to do next week. Okay? So, yeah, what do you guys think? Does that sound good to you? Okay? Guys, stop talking about the World Cup. You know I'm not into sports, and if you keep spamming about it, I'm just going to ban you. Because you know that you're just derailing the chat. You're being stupid about it, so shut up. Okay. People seem to be down for it. All right. What we'll do, like I said, let's check when we boot up the PlayStation 5 to play Symphony of the Night right after this podcast. Let's find it on there. Let's see how it's accessible, and we'll go from there. Okay? Game Boy, how are you? Good to see you. Mad Villain says it's on PlayStation 4 only. Yeah, but all the PS4 games are playable on PS5. If it's not on there at all, then I think we should play a different classic Resident Evil. I don't know which one. You guys can help me decide, but I'd be down for playing a classic Resident Evil. Okay? Now, outside of everything that I just mentioned, okay? I'm also down for suggestions right now, okay? Because I want to know what to do right now. We have a couple of weeks of freedom, right? When Star Fox come out, that takes priority. In July, we're going to have new games pretty much every week. But we have time before we get there. So if you guys have any suggestions of downtime content right now, gameplay you'd like to see or whatever, okay? I would love those suggestions. because now we have free time. Because the thing is, if you've looked at the schedule, once we start hitting the end of summer and fall, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. There's so much happening in gaming in August, September, October, November. We are going to be insanely busy all the time. Okay? So I definitely need your suggestions on things and playthroughs to do right now. Because think of it this way. We are going to wrap up Symphony of the Night next week. So when I do, got a spot in the schedule, what's it going to be? If we're balancing Resident Evil with Pokemon, we're going to need a third thing to do. So we're going to need some suggestions on things to do. What do you guys think? John says Mina the Hollower. Here's the thing. I'm willing to try Mina the Hollower. I'm just not convinced people are going to show up for it. Mina the Hollower is a brand new game, and it does not have the following that a game such as Silksong had. You know? So because of that, I'm not convinced that it's going to do well. It doesn't mean it won't, and it's cheap. So I'm okay with trying it, but I don't know if it's going to work. Well, Jeff Latoy makes a good point. He says, it's been a long time since you did an online PvP game besides fighting games, and those are good content. That's what Pokemon Champions was. That's what I was trying to do with Pokemon Champions, was making variety content with that. And for some bizarre reason, it just wasn't sticking. You know, people weren't really liking it that much. I liked Pokemon Champions. It was fun PvP, but I don't know. Oh, yeah. Caliban says Killer Bean. Yes. I do think that we should check out Killer Bean at some point, too. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these ideas down because these are great ideas for next week. I'm going to put down Mina the Hollower. I'm going to put down Killer Bean and Resident Evil Code Veronica X, right? So, 3 ideas of games to start next week. Let's go. Let's do it. Next week, we should have some fun, fresh stuff, continuing old stuff. It's going to be fun, all right? So, all that, thank you for that. That's very good suggestions, really. That just right there, that's great suggestions, and I really appreciate it, okay? Now, in the regards to reacting, okay? Obviously, last month, we did the Quarter Ring React. People liked it and said, would you react more to stuff? And I said, well, you know, if we can figure something out, I would do it. But what would we do? You know, what would we actually react to? So apparently there is this crazy situation going on. I don't really understand it because I haven't followed it at all. I think it's something to do with Legos. Bricks and Minifigs, I guess, is the name of a business that's in hot water. My insane baseline understanding is that there is some kind of a scandal and or scam going on between this company called Bricks and Minifigs and the local police of a small town, where basically it's like the police are almost like racketeers going around protecting this business as they scam people and scam money. And a YouTuber went to the town to expose that this was going on, and the police have attacked the YouTuber and come after him. And now there's a lawsuit going on, and it's just blown up all over the internet. I think that's what happened. But I don't really know because I haven't followed it. I haven't researched it. This is all just like little hints I'm getting from chat and from like social media, but I haven't looked into it at all. Okay? So, yeah, if this is a topic that you guys want me to talk about, I'm down for it. But I need to know who to watch and react to. Okay? Okay, so hold on. I'm being told, you're giving me help right now, and I appreciate it. Let me write all this down. I'm being told the original video. So, first of all, what's it called? Is it called Bricks and Minifigs? The original video is from Reckless Ben. That's what you're telling me. Okay? Original video was by Reckless Ben. All right. Now, who else has covered it, and who should I watch and react to what they're saying to get the full story outside of the original video? Or is it just the Reckless Ben has all the videos? Okay, it's called I Tracked Down the Thief Who Stole 200,000 of Legos. Okay. CoffeeZilla is the person to watch. Everyone is saying CoffeeZilla just made a video about it. Boomer Shooter Guy, instead of being a toxic negative jerk and saying, oh, everyone already talked about it, why are you going to talk about it? How about you just shut up? People want me to react to stuff. We're going to give it a try. I'm directly responding to what people want, and you're the only person being negative about it. Shut up. Okay? No one wants to hear it. Thanks. So people are saying, oh, Reckless Ben has a bunch of videos on it. Okay. All right, I got to ban a bunch of fucking idiots who won't shut up and let me concentrate. You're pissing me off. Okay. There's a list of Reckless Ben's videos in order on the Wikipedia page. Yeah, but I could easily figure that out. I'll just find his channel, and I'll just look at the chronological posting order. That shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Okay. Okay, so if you guys are interested in this, okay, and you really want me to do it, I would consider doing it maybe next week. We'll give it a try. If it sounds like there's so much content to cover, do like one night stream of it on the React channel, okay, and see if I'm reacting to this, you know, if people like it. I don't know if they will, because unlike the documentary React from June the King, this isn't as focused. You know, the June the King documentary is 2.5 hours. You know what to watch. In this case, this is something very different. This is a series of videos, and I don't know if people will like it or not. Okay. All right, so we'll think about it. I'll try to see if maybe we'll work it into the schedule for a late stream next week. Give it a try, see if it works. If it does, great. And if it doesn't, we tried. You know, I did want to break up the content and not just do gameplay every stream. If we want to do variety, I'm okay with that. Particularly this month, I didn't do a marathon, so it would be good to break up the content a bit. But, you know, let's see. Okay. Okay, good stuff. This is all great stuff, guys. Really, thank you for the help. You're helping me to figure stuff out right now, okay? Okay. All right, so our ideas for next week, okay? Continuing on with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, finishing Castlevania Symphony of the Night, all right? Doing some trading card sim stuff. All that's going to work. We need a new game. We have Mina the Hollower, Killer Bean, and Resident Evil Code Veronica as possibilities of games to play, okay? And on top of that, we may do some reacting with this whole bricks and minifigs situation, okay? So, good stuff. And thank you for all this help. Now, one final thing to talk about before we move on to interactivity and hanging out or whatever. What to do for DSP Tries It next week, okay? This week, I tried out, for the first time in a while, Sonic. And to be honest, I actually enjoyed it. I had a really good time with this new Summertime Smasher burger that they have or whatever. The video has done okay. I did it on Monday. It's now Thursday. And the video has around 800 views. I'm hoping it'll eventually hit 1,000. Typically, they do. But in this case, because it wasn't a toxic negative review like sometimes I do. Like, for example, the week before was when I reviewed Chico Chicken, and I absolutely hated it. And I called it disgusting. That has over 1,500 views. So that video did good for DSP Tries It. But then we got a positive one, and it's only 800 views. Do you see the difference, the juxtaposition here? Yeah. So, because of that, I do feel like what we should do is something different. I don't know what. I would love to know your ideas and opinions on this. Like, is there anything currently going on in food that's worth trying? Now, I hate to say it, there's a lot going on. There's a World Cup meal at McDonald's. There's a Toy Story pan pizza somewhere. And this and that. And I've looked into all of them, right? They're all crap. And what I mean by that is literally none of them have anything new. There's a Supergirl meal at KFC. Guess what it is? 3 chicken tenders with sauce. Whoa! Here's the problem. None of these companies are trying anymore. It used to be, hey, you know, it's Halloween. Let's do a special Whopper. That's a special color with special flavorings and sauces. It's completely different from the normal Whopper. Cool, that sounds fun. I'll try it, right? I'll try the horror Whopper or whatever the hell it is. That's neat. And now it's, oh, look, it's a meal for a movie. It's literally the same meal you can buy right now, but we changed the packaging. So why am I going to try your meal when it's the same food? It's just packaging. I don't give a shit. That's not something to try for DSP Tries It. It used to be all of these places would constantly have new things to try, and I would jump between them, and it would be a fun show. Now no one has anything new. They just sell the same fucking food with a different cardboard box, but that's tied to some IP, and then they act like it's something special when it's not. So, do you guys have any ideas? Is there anything actually going on new to check out for DSP Tries It that we can try next week? Okay? That's what I want to know. Is there anything that we could try actively that would be worth my time, that you guys would like? You know what I'm saying? If there's nothing, then I'm just not going to do it next week. All right? If I need to skip it, I'll skip it. We'll wait until there's a reason to do DSP Tries It. I like doing DSP Tries It. Don't get me wrong. I really do. But I don't want to do something until there's a reason. Really? Chick-fil-A has a new sandwich? Now I'm excited because I love Chick-fil-A. Okay, hold on a second here. All right, drop everything. We're going to Chick-fil-A. Ooh, what is this? Yeah, what is this sandwich? They show a picture and it doesn't say anything new. Stupid thing. Honey pepper pimento sandwich. Interesting. This looks good. Oh man, this looks good. I think I might have to do it. What do you guys think? The honey pepper pimento sandwich from Chick-fil-A? Hell yeah. They have different versions. They have the regular, spicy, or grilled. Maybe I'll get one spicy and one grilled. Oh, Chick-fil-A. Oh, I love it. I love it. Sorry, I'm kind of like going crazy here because Chick-fil-A is some of the best food that I've had on DSP Tries It in like the last 2 years. Remember last time it was like my favorite chicken sandwich of all time when we ate there. So now I want chicken sandwiches. Oh, man. Okay. Sylvania says, really? I was eating that jalapeno sandwich the entire time. Do it. So, if you don't know, the last sandwich I had was this special, like, jalapeno chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. And I recommended it so highly that a lot of my viewers have gone and checked it out for themselves, and they love it now, too. Sylvania is one of them. So now you like, try out the new one. All right. That's it. Chick-fil-A on Monday. Let's make sure, hold on, before I get crazy, let me make sure you can actually order it. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to, but I just want to be sure that we can. Let's see. Where is it? Let's double check. we go. Yes, it's on here. Cool. Yep, okay. It's on there. All right. It's a wrap. We're doing Chick-fil-A on Monday. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I got a little excited. I really like Chick-fil-A, if you can't tell. Okay. Good, good, good. You have one? Someone says they also have another suggestion. I'm all ears if you have other suggestions, because obviously I'm always looking to line stuff up for DSP tries. But what I will say is I do want to go to Wendy's at some point. Wendy's is claiming they have redone their spicy chicken sandwich. And I used to love their spicy chicken sandwich until they changed it, and now it sucks. So now their next one, is it any better, right? Virtual Boy defeats DSP. If you mention Forza Horizon 6 with the wheel one more time, I'm shit-canning you. I'm tired of your bullshit. Shut up. Okay. All right. So... wow, we figured out a lot. We have 3 possible games for next week. We have a React idea. We got DSP tries that lined up. All kinds of exciting stuff going on, right? Now, we have gone 42 minutes. And we haven't talked about Pokemon cards yet. What is going on? I thought that I was on my way to becoming one of the top Poketubers. And I haven't mentioned Pokemon cards yet? What is happening here? I cannot broadcast for this long without bringing it up. This is not possible. This is absolutely unacceptable. For those who don't know, in a nutshell, yesterday, the official website of Pokemon cards, which is PokemonCenter.com, did a pre-order launch event for this new Pitch Black set coming out next month. It's the next Pokemon card set. Complete shit show. The site didn't work at all. They'd put you in a queue, and when the queue was done, it would then either crash completely and put you back into the queue again, or you'd get to the site and nothing would load. You couldn't buy, you couldn't do anything. I tried like 4 different times during the day. Once was like 90 minutes after it launched. One was like 3 hours, then it was like 5 hours, tried at the end of the day. By the time at the end of the day, the site would finally load and they were out of stock of everything. So basically, botters, meaning scalpers who have bots, just sat there all day and destroyed the site, bought all the cards, and no one got to buy any. Hence, this is why, if you want to buy Pokemon cards, you have to buy them from these resellers, because they literally have botted the system, and Nintendo and the Pokemon Company do nothing whatsoever to make it fair for anyone to buy them. It's really a shit show. So, it is what it is. As long as things keep going positively with Pokemon cards, I'd be okay with trying to get a box of these next month. It's around the middle of July, so we'll see what happens. But right now, I'm curious to see how will demand continue for Pokemon card openings. Yesterday, I opened this new box of cards, Chaos Rising, and we opened 7 packs in one day, and we ended up getting 3 hits, 3 rare cards, including I pulled the most valuable rare card that I have pulled on a stream yet, live with you guys. Okay, it was pretty awesome to actually get the most valuable card I've pulled yet yesterday during those card packs. I'm just having great luck with the Chaos Rising set. More luck than I've had with any of the other boxes that we've opened, okay? So, if you've been liking the Pokemon card stuff, the good news is we changed the way that we're doing it. All right, the way that we're doing it is this. If I play either Pokemon or TCG on a stream, I'm going to open a pack of cards for free, okay, on that stream. If we receive a $50 contribution from someone at any point during any stream, that will qualify to open a pack of cards. Okay? If we hit milestones of $100, that's a pack opened. $150, that's a pack opened. Okay? And every 50 on. So basically, every stream is eligible, but there's going to be some streams where likely we're not going to do it because there's going to be slower streams. Be honest, to this stream right now, I don't know. It's already Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which traditionally has had very little support and viewership. We are almost an hour into the stream, and I have received 0 support. 0. So, it's not looking too good for this stream. You know what I'm saying? Unless stuff changes and it picks up, then I don't think that we're going to be opening any packs of cards on this stream. Okay? I feel like whenever there's a themed stream of Pokemon or TCG, that's when the people who are really into Pokemon cards, they show up and they support those streams. I don't think those people are going to show up to other random streams. Therefore, you know, it'll be nice if every once in a while we have someone who does it, but, you know, I don't know. Okay? I guess we'll have to see, right? Okay, so there you have it. Now, if you've had fun today so far, please support this stream. All right, you guys know all the ways you can. On the YouTube side, you can become a member. You can gift a membership. You can do a super chat. You can do a super sticker. On the kick side, you can become a sub. You can give some subs to your fellow viewer. You can give some kicks. All appreciated. Or no matter where you are, you can tip me via PayPal. All right, I hope that you've enjoyed the show so far. We've actually got decent attendance, over 200 on YouTube. I don't know how many we have on Kick, but let's get some support for the stream right now. Let's get our first support in. Let's do some shout outs, and then let's do some Q&A. To be honest, that's all I had for the show today. I wanted to talk about where we are with every game, brainstorm some games for next week, talk about the React event, and do DSP Tries It, and we've got through all of it. So now, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm down. You can tag me in either chat, and let's go. Let's get some support for the stream. Okay, so what do you guys want to chat about? Let's see. One Buff Weeb says, how much for me to play Sparking Zero? I already played Sparking Zero. I played it when it was brand new. And basically, I was kicking everyone's ass online, like destroying them. And the game was boring. No one liked it. It's not a good game. It's really not. It's unbalanced. It was never designed to be a competitive game. After I played through the baseline story, there's nothing left to do in the game. It's just boring as hell. So no amount will get me to play because there's nothing to play. I've already played it. Oh, no, not him again. Thank you for $1.50. That is our first contribution of the stream. Okay. What is my favorite card that I pulled so far, looks-wise, asks Layla the Witch. Now, that's an interesting question, because that's completely different from value or rarity, right? Good question. Oh, let me see if I can find my favorite card. Out of all the ones that I've pulled, I would argue that the Mega Venusaur EX from the Mega Evolution set is quite nice. I really like that art. Honestly, Phantasmal Flames is probably the worst set. I don't really like any of those cards. Seriously, I don't. Definitely the Mega Greninja EX, which is worth $300. That's amazing. I would actually say the Ampharos is nice. The Froakie is nice that we pulled yesterday. So, top 3. Here, let's do it this way so you can see. I'll show you. Probably top 3 would be this is the Froakie that we pulled yesterday. I really like the look of that one. I mean, it's awesome underwater scene, right? And it actually has great value. I believe it's $15, $16, something like that. So that's the highest value card we pulled together. I really like Froakie. And then I would say this Ampharos looks really nice. Ampharos in a meadow. Pretty awesome. Then I would say the Mega Venusaur EX that we got out of Mega Evolution. That was our first hit. It's worth $13. That was our first big hit. But honestly, I would argue that the highest value card, the crazy, insanely rare one, is the best looking one. I mean, look at that art. And you're not even really seeing the effect. See the effect on it? You can't even really see it well with the camera, but it's fully metallic, like water spinning underneath. This is upside down. Mega Greninja standing on that ninja star when he's Mega Evolved. I mean, it's just sick. That's why it's worth so much. So, there you go. Okay. What did I click? Oops, didn't mean to click that. Okay. Jeff says, I never noticed that you had a light switch on the side, your right-hand side of your set and the doorway. When I look at old videos, it seems it was there previously. Is this a Mandela effect? I mean, I always had a setup that kind of hit it nicely. Or seriously, I did. I had a setup that you wouldn't really see it. Now it's even less noticeable on that side because I have all this stuff in front of it. But, no, it's always been there. You know, ideally, what I want to do eventually is I want to move my set not from here and put it onto that wall over there, which is a much wider wall. There would be no door, no light switch, nothing. Just the wall behind me. But then I'd have to buy a whole new backdrop for it and set it up. I would have to rotate all the stuff of my studio here all around and rewire and everything. It's a lot of work. So for now, I'm definitely not doing that. That's maybe something years in the future, maybe a year or two in the future, when I want to do another overhaul of the set, then I would consider doing that, but not now. People Version says, off the top of your head, what are your most looked forward to games from all the announcements recently? I know that the Star Fox remake is going to be a blast for me. I don't know if it's going to be a blast for you, but because every time that I like a classic game, people hate it. I don't know. I really want to play it, and I'm excited for it, but I just don't know how it's going to do. Wolverine looks way better to me now than it did. Like, I'm actually very excited for Wolverine. There you go. Just off the top of my head. I would have to open up the list of games and look at them to answer fully. Triple G says, what about the remake of Gothic? I don't know what that is. I never played Gothic. So I don't even know if Gothic is something that I would like, something that you would like. I don't even know what kind of game it is. So that's why I'm not really considering it for next week when we have other games I know of that I would rather play, like a Resident Evil or try this Killer Bean or this Mean of the Hollow. I'm not saying that the Gothic remake is not going to happen. I'm just saying immediately I think we kind of figured out other stuff that would work better. Oh, yeah, and for the record, still have a ton of free codes to give away when we open packs, in addition to the code in the pack. So whenever we open a pack of these Chaos Rising cards, there's double codes to give out to the viewers because of that box that I had opened off stream. So we got a ton of stuff still to give away as we open more packs for you guys. TX Shooter, how's it going, man? Good to see you here today. Star Wolf is the rival squadron that goes against Star Fox. They are not allies. They're rivals and enemies. Big Juicy Turds, also known as BJT, just tipped me $2. Said just checking in for Thursday. Gee, thanks for being the first tip of the day, BJT. I appreciate that. Wait, what did I just do? It's $2. And Lance Catamaran has returned from the dead to drop 100 kicks on the stream. First time seeing him in over a week. Thank you, Lance. That's the first kick support of the day, as you can see. Very slow day so far. So thank you, Lance. Good to see you back. How you doing? Nothing here said if you had to pick a game of the year so far, what would you pick? Again, you guys ask me these questions. I don't have all this information at the top of my head. You know, I play so many games. I don't remember. Like, I'd have to go to my playlist here, start looking around to see what games I really liked, what games I didn't like, right? Like, taking a look here. I really liked Vampire Crawlers. I wish I could have played more. I really like Mouse PI for Hire. I liked Pragmata. Slay the Spire 2 I really liked. Resident Evil Requiem, obviously, I really liked. And honestly, that's probably it for this year so far, because the other games I played are older games that wouldn't qualify for this year. So there you go. There's your answer for now. Maybe that'll change, but that's, you know, just taking a very cursory quick look. John, thank you for the membership. Did you just re-up your membership? We should count that for the stream. Thank you, John. What fighting game are we playing tonight? I don't know. That's really up to you guys. You know, I don't know what you want to do. Yeah. Last week we did CVS 2 and it was fun. But I don't know if we want to keep trying to do that week after week, or maybe you want me to alternate. Maybe one week we do Third Strike, and one week we do Marvel, and one week we do CVS 2. I don't know. So you guys will tell me tonight. I don't know what we're doing. What's up, King Michael? How you doing? Would I play Vampire Survivors? I mean, we already played Mega Bonk. It's a similar game, so the answer is no. Yes, it's absolutely insane. Nothing here. The second half of this year is absolutely wild with the amount of games that are crammed into it. And I'm obviously excited to see how it goes. Oh, I should give you guys... Wait a minute. What am I doing? I got to give you guys an update on my fitness, right? First of all, look at the veins now bulging out of my arms because I'm working out so regularly. And that didn't used to look like that. Trust me. That's a result of me working out right there. You can see the actual veins popping out of my arms from me working out regularly, right? So, FYI, I'm working out 4 to 5 days a week, depending. And I'm doing 2 different sets of exercises, the same exercises that I told you about. So one night I do the press, the pull downs, the crunches, and the lateral pull down from the front of the machine. So that works out the chest, the shoulders and back, the obviously stomach muscles, you know, abs, and the triceps. And then the other day I do the flies, so that's chest again. And then I do, let me think about this. What's the other one that I do? I do flies. Just gonna open it rather than sit here and look like an idiot and not be able to remember what the hell I do. I do the flies. That's right. Then I do curls, standing curls, because now I'm doing it in the proper thing. I'm matting down the way I'm supposed to do it. I do the standing curls, okay? And then I do legs, lifts, leg extensions, they call it. And then single arm cable row with each arm. And so that's basically chest, biceps, you know, my, whatchamacallit, my thighs here, and the back and arm and shoulder all in one with that exercise, okay? So I'm doing these and alternating the days that I do them, okay? So I've had this machine now for a little over 2 weeks, and I was having this issue. And the issue was that the machine has 14 equal plates, but then there's a plate on top. That's the plate that basically is supposed to like be the base plate. It's 10 pounds. So when you're doing an exercise with no weight, it's 10 pounds. Then as you add more weights, it's another, each plate is like 12 to 13 pounds you're adding of weight as you keep going, you know, with the machine as you add more. There was a problem with the machine where the top plate wasn't in line with the other plates. Like it would go up and stick, and the other plates would come down and it would hold it, and all of a sudden it would slam down. And it was making all this noise, and it would actually interrupt. Like, let's say I'm doing the press, right? I'd do a press, I'd come down, I'd go to do the next press, and then as I'm pressing up, boom, the thing would hit. Like, what the hell? Like, it's distracting. You can't even focus on your reps because of this was happening. So I read all the documentation, and basically what the documentation says is the fix-all for this machine is just add some WD-40. Just get WD-40 and lube the damn thing, and it should fix everything, right? It fixes squeakiness of the cables. It fixes any kind of squeakiness or stiffness in the wheels. It'll fix problems with the weights. I said, oh, okay. So I bought WD-40. I just sprayed a little bit around the metal rods that all the weight plates go on. It is now absolutely flawless. It's like the most awesome machine ever. I could do every exercise. It makes no noise. It's freaking silent now. And it's perfect. I'm actually within 2 workouts now of me adding the WD-40, I've already increased my weight like twice. Because now I don't have to worry about the stupid thing interrupting the reps. And I'm just pushing like, yeah. And like, yeah, it's getting the burn. It's feeling great. I'm like, just keep going. So I'm actually really liking it now. So initially the machine was good. Now the machine is like great. Now it's like super duper good. So I'm really enjoying it. However, I'm doing so many exercises now, but I know I'm not doing them all. Like, for example, there's more exercises I could be doing. I'm not doing anything to work out this guy right down here. Like, I'm not doing any exercises for that, okay? I'm not doing any exercises particularly for the shoulder. Like, there's some that are like both. Like, if I'm doing the pull downs here, this is back and shoulder. But I know there's exercises I could be doing that just work out the shoulder. And I'm not doing those right now. But I'm already working out 4 to 5 days a week. So it's like, how much more could I do? So what I might do is just keep doing what I'm doing for a while. Maybe I'll do it for like a month or 2. And if I get bored of the same exercises, maybe what I'll do is say, all right, I've kind of done really good with this one or that one. Let's lay off that one for a while. And let's implement different exercises now into what I'm doing for other muscle groups. Like right now, I think what's going to happen is the shoulder is going to be wimpy because I'm not doing a shoulder isolated exercise. And I know I could with this thing, but I'm already doing 8 exercises. Like, how many am I going to do? So that's going well. And I'm looking forward to more. And I'm looking forward to buffing up as I do this. I'm actually feeling great. I'm blown away. I right now actually have the best stomach I've ever had my whole life. Even when I was in my 20s and I was skinny and lifting, I did not have a stomach like I have right now. Like, I've actually got crazy muscle definition going down now. I'm not cut. I don't have a 6-pack yet, but I'm getting there. It's actually crazy how I'm like, oh my God. Just doing these. I'm doing the crunches with. Hold on. Yeah, I'm doing the crunches with like 60 pounds of weight. Yeah, I've got 5 plates. So that's at least 10 a plate plus the 10. So it's at least 60, 70 pounds. And I'm doing tons of crunches with it. So it's insane. Oh my God. The strongest I've ever. I mean, I'm basically getting the strongest I've ever been. And I'm 44 years old. I'm actually very happy right now. Because I was in a situation in my life where my weight was bad, my health was bad, everything was bad, and I've completely turned it around. And I'm looking better and I'm feeling better. So this is excellent stuff. Oh, dude, I've lost so much weight. Like I said, I used to be 240 pounds. Now I'm 170. I think I'm actually starting to gain weight again because I actually got as far down as 168. But the last time I weighed myself, I was like 171 again. And I'm like, oh, I think it's because I'm gaining muscle now. It's going to start to go up slowly. So. Okay. Some shout outs. Lance Catamaran has gifted a sub. Thank you, Lance, for the first gifted sub of the day. I very much appreciate that, Lance. Seriously, it's Lance, just so you know, basically it's stepdad all the time, you every once in a while, and every once in a while one other person, and that's about it. I just don't get a lot of support on Kick, so I do appreciate the fact that you do come by and hang out and support when you can. Thank you for that. Okay. How did I get my motivation to change my health? I mean, it was a combination of factors. I would say there's a few things, okay? Number one, I was hitting 40 years old, middle age, and I wasn't feeling good. You know what I mean? I was in pain. I was, getting physically exhausted doing normal things. My knees were killing me. It's like, dude, I'm middle-aged. And if I want to be able to continue to do what I do and have a long life with my wife, I need to do something to change. So it was a slow process of changing my diet first. And once the diet was fixed, then starting to do basic exercise and then moving forward. Now, in tandem with that, this is very much very true what I'm about to tell you. This is all a result of you guys supporting me. Okay? 100% God's honest truth. If you guys in the last 2 years didn't support me so much, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. Because it's the fact that now I'm in a better financial position. I have the flexibility to spend money on stuff like this and improve myself. Previously, I didn't have money to clean out my house, to buy a weight machine, to do any of this shit. Now I do. So because you guys have supported me so much in the last 2 years and things have gotten so much better for me in the last 2 years, I can now do this stuff. And again, this is what I want you guys to understand. All the stuff, all these improvements that we're doing, the fact that everything looks so different and is greatly improved, the fact that my gameplay has improved, that I can play on PC or any console, that I can buy any peripheral that I want, play any game that I want on any platform at any moment, pick up a new game, drop a game, okay? The visuals better, the audio better, awesome decorations, the stream looking amazing, okay? All of this. The fact that we're implementing new things. We're doing reacting whenever there's something pertinent to react to. We're doing new fun stuff on the street. Animations constantly updating and changing to your liking, right? Adding all this new stuff constantly. Pokemon cards now being a part of the content. I can afford to do that, right? Offline from any of my content here. Me getting healthy, buying that weight bench, buying the free weights, being able to clean out that room and work out for the last year. Now having a weight machine, okay? The fact that my diet has changed, I can afford to buy better food. So I'm buying higher quality meats. I'm buying lean meats. I'm buying more expensive food, but I'm buying it in a way that's economical, that now my diet is better. But it's because of you guys, okay? You need to understand that. It wasn't just me making, I just decided. You guys allowed me to do this directly. It's cause and effect. If I hadn't gotten the increase of engagement, support that I got in the last 2 years, I never would have been able to do any of the positive improvements that you guys are seeing on stream. And I think, honestly, the reason it took me so long to get here was because I was very financially bad off for a long time, and people would come support me, and you wouldn't see any positive change. Okay, it's time for a real talk situation with all of you right now. For a long time, I was financially bad off. I was in insane amounts of debt. I was making insanely bad decisions. I went into bankruptcy. So you would support my streams, and then nothing would change. Everything would look like shit. The camera looked like shit. I looked like shit. You know what I'm saying? People would still like me and my content, but they were like kind of sad because they were coming by and liking me and they would support, and then nothing would improve. Like, well, that kind of sucks. But finally, I got to a point where things did turn a corner. I got financially to the point where things were better. And now when you guys supported me, I could directly use that to refuel it back into the business and myself to improve everything here. Okay? So it is you guys and your support that allows me to continue to go onward and upward. So thank you for that, every single one of you who have watched and who have supported in a positive way in the last 2 years. You guys are the reason why things are better now. Okay? It wasn't, Phil just decided overnight to get healthy. I always wanted to be healthy, but I didn't have the means. Now I actually have the means. And I'm going to follow through with my promises, and I'm going to stay healthy, and I'm going to kick fucking ass, getting healthy, and doing awesome content for you guys in the future. Okay? I know it's a joke, it's a meme, that I just did my 1 year Switch 2 retrospective, and I'm holding the Switch 2 in my hand like this, and there's an AI thumbnail that shows that my arm is huge and everything. But my goal is that hopefully eventually I can really get there. That would be pretty cool, don't you think? That eventually my arm actually is buff like that? Yeah. So why not? And I'm working on it. I'm committing. I'm doing it. I told you, I'm working out 4 to 5 times a week. And I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep eating healthier foods, protein, low fat, low carb, keep it going, and improve my life situation as much as I possibly can. Okay? Good stuff. So hold on. Deadhead did a $5 super chat and says, I'm a TCG collector. Is there a card you're hunting for? Have you thought about opening a P.O. box to get stuff? I wouldn't mind sending packs and cards. I'm never going to open a P.O. box because too many people harass me and would just send me junk. Can't do it. Okay? Best way to support is support the streams and guide me towards things that I should be doing. Like if you think there's a set I should get, a pack I should get, guide me towards that stuff. I'll get it myself. I can't have people just sending me shit. Too many, abusive idiots. Right now, I'm really enjoying the Pokemon stuff. And I know there's all kinds of different Pokemon sets that I can do, new and old. And we can do this for a while. If it gets stale and if people are interested in other stuff, we could look into it. But I don't want to go crazy. For example, people are like, well, buy Magic cards. Well, I don't know anything about Magic. I don't. The reason that the Pokemon stuff works is because we play Pokemon games together. You know what I'm saying? So it works. I don't know anything about Magic. Not the first thing. I'd buy a box of cards and not know shit about what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying never, because I know that Magic has all these IPs and tie-ins of things that I probably would like. If they had a Marvel Comics tie-in, if they had a Final Fantasy tie-in or something like that, I'd probably like doing that. But in general, I think stick with what we're doing right now, right? Do what we're doing and go from there. So thank you, Deadhead, for $5. Do I have a card I'm aiming for? I mean, right now, whatever box I'm opening, I like to get the good card. Like, I already got the best card in Chaos Rising. So you want to know what I want? The Full Metal Gold card. There's a Full Metal Gold Greninja. That's the rarest card in those boxes. That's what I want out of Chaos Rising. Because I haven't gotten a gold card in any of these yet. I want the gold card. That's what I want. The Gold Mega EX Greninja. So thank you to Deadhead for $5. So if you want to see me open some card packs on this stream, please support it. Let's go. Like I said, for a $50 contribution, I'll open a card pack. And for hitting $100, that's a card pack. $150, that's a card pack. So get the stream some support, and let's get some packs opening, right? Okay. Someone just tipped me $2, says you do not need money to be healthy. Wrong. You're an idiot. Thanks for $2. That's the sad truth, is that in the society we live in, you do need money to be healthy. 100%. That's just 100% true. Sorry. Okay. I'm reading a message right now. Hold on. So it was a $2 tip from Big Juicy Turds, and he wrote me a nice long personal message, and I appreciate it. I don't know why you go by Big Juicy Turds. It's a really weird name, but I do appreciate the tip and the message. Thank you for that. Okay. Ha ha ha. And then we have a $2 troll tipper who's very upset with the fact that everything has been improving for me. They're insanely upset. And say tipped me to say that. That's hilarious. What's up, Space Jam fan? How are you today, man? No, why would I read the message out? It's a toxic idiot. It's someone who I know who's a loser and is always going to be a loser because of the way that they behave. They're incredibly jealous of me, the fact that I've improved my life, and they're very upset, and you can tell with the way that they say stuff. They're like pissing themselves angry because they want me to have a downfall, but instead I'm going the other way. They can't stand it. Why the fuck would I read that message? They can go fucking sit and spin on a cactus. Okay. For the record, when I do this, it's because my nose itches because of my allergies. Like right now, my nose is itching, so I do that. And that way I don't have to touch it, because if I touch my nose actively with my fingers, I have a chance of getting grease and pimples and shit because I have bad skin. So whenever you see me doing that, it's because I'm actually scratching my nose. It's a way to do it. Makes the inside not itch it or be feel like allergies anymore. Oh no, I didn't get to it yet. Nothing here. Did a $2 Canadian super chat. He says, cheers to a healthy life. Very inspiring to hear. Thank you. That's $1.44. Thank you. Nothing here. Nothing here. So, with all this fun stuff we've been talking about, let's go. All right, let's get some support rolling. Let's have someone, let's get a $50 contribution, whether it's a super chat, a tip, 10 subs, 5,000 kicks. Let's get $50 now, and let's open a pack of cards on this podcast before it ends. All right? And let's get to $100 of support, and then we'll open another pack. Let's go. Let's get some packs popping. Let's get that gold foil Mega Greninja EX ultra rare. It's actually called a mega rarity card from this box of Chaos Rising. Let's go. And just to show you guys, no, I didn't open any packs off camera. All the packs are here because everyone's like, he's going to open all the packs off camera. No, I didn't. They're all here. This is a good box. Like the first box I opened off camera was a really good box. Already we got 3 hits in this box in the first 7 packs. I'm feeling very good about this box. So I'm not going to open any packs off camera. This is just for on camera. Okay? So there you go. I'm so confident we're going to be opening a pack before the end of the podcast. I'm bringing this and putting it right here. No, you know what? I'll bring this. I'll put it right here. Because we're going to open this sucker in just a little bit. That's how confident I am that we're opening some cards. Let's go. Layla says, why do you think when Wings made money on Lolcow Live, he bought junk food and didn't take the chance to change? I think that Wings is stuck in a depression rut. It's a vicious circle for him. He feels depressed about himself no matter what. Even when he has opportunities to change, his depression beats him into thinking he never can win. And that just makes him do the self-destructive behavior. Okay? I've been there. And when I was in my 20s, okay, I had bad depression, okay, really bad. And basically, it makes you feel like you can never win at anything, even if you are. Like, if something good happens to you, you self-convince yourself that it's all fleeting, it won't last, and everything's going to blow up in your face no matter what. So you don't even get happy when a good thing happens. Does that make sense? You literally wake up every day and you think that you're a piece of garbage. You're never going to improve. Nothing around you will get better. You don't deserve anything. Doom and gloom. And I actually legit feel like that's how that guy is, and he's just stuck in it. Now, there's many different things you can do to remedy it, but sadly, there's no ultimate solution because sometimes that feeling comes back. For me, every once in a while, I do feel like shit for a day for no reason. It'll be like, dude, why do I feel like shit? Things are going great, you know? But it kind of never goes away. Once you get to that point and your mind is cracked like that, you get stuck. For him, I don't think he's ever gotten out of being stuck. Maybe there was moments when he did, but I don't think he's ever definitively been out of that mindset, you know? So he gets good things happening to him. He has opportunity to do good for himself. And he has moments where maybe he's doing the right thing. Like, I think like earlier this year, he quit soda, right? Legit, I think he wanted to do that. He tried it for real. And then after 2-3 weeks of doing it and he didn't lose any weight, he gave up and he went right back to his old ways. And now I don't think he's trying. That's the truth. I think he tried it hard. It didn't work within 2-3 weeks. That's it. All that happiness is gone. And now he's back to his old ways. You know? For him, for a guy like Wings, this is my opinion. Okay, you can disagree. He can disagree. I don't think he can do it for himself. I think that's the kind of guy who he needs to have people around him to coach him, to help him, to guide him. If it literally means someone locks down the house and makes it that he doesn't have access to the bad food, someone has to do that. You know what I mean? Like, he shouldn't have unlimited access to food delivery if he's just going to order bad food every meal. Because he'll never improve. He doesn't have that level of self-control. His depression forces him right back into the bad habit. Even though he wants to improve, he's not capable of doing it himself. He needs to give access of his life over to someone who's going to do the right things and right decisions, and not give him the easy opportunity to basically fail. Because that's what it is. He has ultimate control over everything. He has the app on his phone. He has the money. He controls the bank account. Therefore, he can just spit the money into whatever he wants and do the bad thing unlimited. So he's never going to improve. I just love the idiots saying dumb shit. You know what, Shadow Ninja, you're done. You keep spamming about World Cup. Go fuck yourself. You're an idiot. You guys have to understand that me getting healthy was not an overnight thing, and it wasn't an easy thing. It was a slow, gradual process of weaning myself off of the stuff that was bad for me and making it so that I didn't want it anymore. Okay? Listen, I love burgers. Right now, I would drive to McDonald's or order from McDonald's because I have access to the app. Makes it even worse because it's even easier to do. And I would get a bunch of cheeseburgers and a quarter pounder and some nuggets with sweet and sour sauce, and I would eat it. I crave it. Like right now, I crave it. I'd be like, dude, I think those McDonald's burgers are craveable. Am I eating McDonald's? When was the last time I ate McDonald's? When we ordered it for DSP Tries It months ago. Okay? So I have the cravings, but I have control over it. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is, well, Phil, you're very hypocritical, pot calling the kettle black. What are you talking about? I have the same cravings. I used to eat all the shitty food too. It was part of my diet. There was a time there for like a year, all right, I was eating nothing but fast food and delivery food or shitty frozen food. Everything was bad that I ate, and I ballooned up, okay? Before, like a long time ago, when I started as a YouTuber, all I did was eat fast food, like every meal. And there was no delivery, then I had to drive to get it. But I was eating the fried chicken sandwich, the grilled chicken sandwich, the burger, the hot dog, the BLT, deli meat sandwich. That was what I ate every freaking meal. So I've been there. But I basically weaned myself off of all that shit. And I said, I'm not going to do it. And it was both me and my wife who did it together, for the record, is that we decided we don't want to have this in our lifestyle anymore. We want to improve. We want to get healthy. And we decided no more of this, no more of this. Wean ourselves off this, wean ourselves off that, which we have. No more snack pizzas at night, in the middle of the night, that we're putting in the oven and, 1,000 calories. None of that shit. We don't even eat pizza anymore. We don't eat anything with cheese. We basically have got cheese completely out of our diet and lifestyle. You know what I mean? And that's how we did it. But we did it together. If we still stocked all the bad shit in the house, we'd be eating it. You know what I mean? If I was going to say, oh, unlimited access, just order food whenever we want, we'd be doing it. But we don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only time that we're eating bad is DSP Tries It. That's the worst food that I eat all week. In fact, when we eat out on our day off, it's usually a healthy option. Indian food with no cream or cheese. But like tandoori chicken or something like that. Teriyaki chicken. That's grilled chicken with the sauce. But yeah, the sauce is the bad part, but it's grilled chicken. Mediterranean food, where it's that stuff that they slow cook all day. And we're not eating the fatty ones. We're trying to eat the healthier ones, like the chicken and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that we're ordering out. See, there you go. Nah, I don't believe you. Well, if you don't believe me, you're a fucking retard, because you must be blind. Like, that's the only thing I can tell you. You must actually be retarded to be that stupid. I don't know what else to say. Anyone who's a logical brain in their head looks at me now versus how I used to look and says, he definitely did life changes and he's definitely got discipline, or else he wouldn't look like that. Sorry, you're so stupid. I don't know what else to say. Maybe you need some help. Yak Almighty says, a great Cooking with the King series would be great to show that you've been eating to get into better shape. I feel like DSP Tries It is a bad influence for you in the audience. Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not a cook. My wife is the cook. I'm not going to go to the kitchen and document her cooking. I'm streaming. She cooks while I stream. And then when I'm done streaming, I upload, I go eat, and I'm back to stream. I'm not going to say, hey, everyone. So today I'm going to go record every step that my wife is doing in the kitchen so that everyone can criticize how she looks and fuck around and be dicks to her. and document how we cook and say everything we make is bad. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck about those people. And, you know, that's not going to help anyone, to be frank. You can find out things to cook healthy for yourself, okay? I'm not a guru. I'm not a chef. I'm not here to teach people how to cook. It's easy to figure out how to do, for the record. It just takes effort, and it takes discipline. But, no, I'm not going to do that series because all that does is it feeds the trolls with nonsense that they want, intrusive shit in my life, and my fans don't care. So I'm not going to bother with that shit. No, I haven't made my own sauce in a very long time. You want to know what killed that? COVID did. I was regularly making my batch of homemade marinara sauce about once every 2 months. And it would be a big-ass pot of my recipe of homemade marinara sauce, and it would be enough for like 8 servings. Okay, and it's great. And by the way, for the record, it's not bad for you. Yeah, there's some fat in there because I actually render pork fat down as the base of the sauce. But outside of that, there's nothing too bad in that sauce. It's not bad for you at all. It's pretty good. But it just... COVID fucked it up because to get all the ingredients for that sauce, I need to go to 2 or 3 different places to get different kinds of tomatoes and stuff. And to do that, you have to drive around and do it. And during COVID, it was just fucking impossible. Like everything was shut down and fucked up. So during COVID, we stopped doing it. And ever since, we just don't bother. And now we rarely eat sauce. Here's what we do. You want healthy? Here's healthy. We buy something called passata. Does anyone actually know what passata is in the chat right now? I bet you don't. Passata is not tomato sauce. All it is strained Italian tomatoes. Okay? They turn it kind of into a sauce, but it's just strained Italian tomatoes. So all you do, if you're going to make pasta now, you do it with that, and then you just season it, and you're done. There's no base of it. There's no pork base. There's nothing. It's just strained tomatoes with some seasoning. Incredibly healthy for you. Like ridiculously healthy for you compared to a sauce that has sugar and fat and all that other shit in it. This is like, does it have less flavor? Yes, it does, but it has a strong tomato flavor, which is really all you're looking for when you're trying to have a basic plate of pasta, you know? So that's what we do now. And it's much healthier than we used to do. Again, these are all things that we've done to improve our life. We're not buying store-bought sauce. I'm not making my own sauce. We're just buying strained tomatoes, add a few seasonings, done. That's your pasta sauce, you know? And it's insanely healthy for you. But that's just one of the many things that we've changed. Okay, what else you guys want to talk about? We have a little bit of time left. Well, that's the problem. Shinzo Moon says, if you're going to get sauce, you have to get good brands, not cheap ones with added sugar. For some bizarre reason, most of these store pasta sauces, the ones that are in jars you buy at the grocery store, they have insane amounts of additives. Tons of sugar, tons of salt, tons of this shit. Like, what is this in there? If you see a sauce that's like 3 cheese, you know what you do? You throw it the fuck out. There shouldn't be 3 cheeses in your sauce. That's not even fucking marinara sauce. That's not even a sauce you would eat. Why is there that much cheese in there? It's disgusting. You want to know what they have in Italy? Plain, strained tomatoes with some seasoning. They don't eat 3 cheeses in their fucking sauce. That's ridiculous. What's in the freezer? Nothing yet. You mean the new freezer we bought? It's in the garage. We're going tomorrow to stock it. We're going to get tons of stuff. We're going to get all kinds of lean chicken, 2-3 different kinds. We're going to get salmon. We're going to see what they have. We're going to do some runs to different places, and we're going to see what's out there, and we're going to try to load this sucker up so we don't have to go shopping that often. Yeah, we're going to put protein pretzels in the freezer, you fucking idiot. Do I think I'll ever go to Italy? I have no idea. It might be something to consider in the future. Well, that's correct. I am grateful towards those who support me, who keep me going, who have let me improve my life. I'm not supportive or are nice and patient towards idiots who say dumb shit like that in the kick chat and who have never supported me. So. Good afternoon, Crow. How are you doing today? Good to see you. So we got about 20, 30 minutes left on the Level 1 podcast to hang out and talk. All right. And then after that, we go on break and then we come back and it's a couple hours of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Again, if you've had a good time on this show, if you're enjoying yourself, please support it. Like I said, I would like to do some card openings on this show so that way we can focus on Castlevania for the rest of the stream. For a $50 contribution, we open a pack of cards. If we hit $100 of support, we open a pack of cards. There's 2 ways to do it. Let's go. Let's get support for the podcast this morning. Let's go. No, I don't particularly think I ever had steamed potatoes that were cut into slices, Felix the Maid. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, what do you guys want to chat about? We got some time, unless you guys are bored and you just want to get to the game, which we could. We could just have a break early and get to the game if that's really what you want. Do I think GTA 6 will live up to expectations? No. I don't think there's anything that... The expectations are too high. No matter what, people are going to say it sucks or it's underwhelming. Seriously. Fuck this idiot. Goodbye. I've been cleaning house on Kick recently, and I'm actually happy I have because now I don't have to put up with stupidity. So you notice a lot of the morons are gone. Well, another one just got kicked out the fucking door, and they're not coming back. Thankfully. Enough of these idiots. Yes, I do find it disappointing that there's so many remakes and not a lot of creativity, of course. We talked about this the other day, that sadly these AAA studios just don't have the talent anymore. When they pump out their new games, they suck. So they end up in this endless loop of just making remakes over and over. Yeah, seriously, if GTA 6 does not run at 60 frames on the PS5 Pro, that's not going to go well for them. You think you're going to sell a 30 frame per second game, literally in an industry where every game runs at 60 now, just because you're Rockstar? I mean, that's just insanely stupid. They better get that shit running at 60 is all I have to say. Oh, the weight machine has a bench. The weight machine is a sit-up bench. Okay, so it's a little thing to sit on and a full back. And it has everything. It's got something to do the press. It's got something to do the flies. It's got a pull down above to do exercises that way. It's got the full leg rest, so you got the pads that go behind your knees, and then you got the pads that go in front of your legs, so you can do leg lifts. You lift up the weight with your legs. It's got the attachment behind you when you're sitting on the bench that you can either hold on to like this and you do crunches, or you could turn that into a pulley for other exercises. Okay, because you can do various exercises with that. Then down at the bottom where the legs are, there's also another pulley there, and that's what you do for curls when you're standing, or you can do various different things pulling off of that one as well with your legs and arms. So there's quite a lot of exercises you can do with this thing, but yes, it does have a bench. What brand did I get? A name brand. It's a name brand. It's not a knockoff. It's a name brand that can be, bought in actual, exercise stores and stuff like that. It's a good one. It's not the low-end shit. It's not the most expensive, to be honest. I wouldn't have mind getting the most expensive. I just don't have room for it. Like, the most expensive weight machines are, like, insanely high. And in the room that I have as my weight room or exercise room, it has this weird angled ceiling. So it wouldn't fully fit. I measured, and the biggest, best ones wouldn't have fit. I had to get, like, kind of an upper mid-range weight machine so that it would fit there. Martin Short Boss with a $5 super chat says, I second non-optional 60 FPS for GTA. It's a deal breaker otherwise. Yeah, like I'll play it at 30 frames, and I'm going to shit on it the entire fucking time. I am not going to pull punches. I will shit on that game if Rockstar developed this game for as long as they have and can't get it to 60 frames on a modern console. They can just go fuck off. Because they should be better than that. They should have taken all that money that they brought in from GTA Online and actually put it into making a good game. And if they can't do it, well, they're going to get called out for it rightly. Rumpelstiltskin, you don't know what you're talking about. We don't have it sitting on the floor. We have it sitting on specialized matting designed for this so you can have weight machines in your house. It's literally designed for that so that you don't damage your floor or your ceiling. Thanks. They make that shit. If you don't believe it, yeah, they actually make that shit. It protects the floor fully. For the record, King Furbs, do not fucking unban any of these idiots who I've been banning recently. They're the toxic element in the kick chat who need to be removed because they literally make it that other people cannot talk, and I've had enough of them. So don't let them back in. Well, Draven, you missed most of the podcast. We're in the home stretch where we're just doing some Q&A at the tail end here. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about? Here we go. Tag me in chat, or else we're just going to end the show. Do I like air fryers? Well, here's the thing. Originally, I heard so many good things about air fryers. I heard that they were the bee's knees, it's easy to cook food, and it makes it all healthy, and it's all great, right? Eventually, after all these years of hearing good things about air fryers, my parents bought us an air fryer as like a present, okay? Wow, amazing. Air fryers suck. Air fryers are fucking garbage. Want to know why? Because they're all just a gimmick. Air fryers are a pain in the ass to use because if you actually want flavor, you have to spray the living shit out of the food with oil. If you don't, everything's bland. I know because we tried different things in it. It was all bland as fuck, okay? So now when you spray it with oil, it tastes good, but now you made a huge mess. And now you got to clean this fucking thing. Like an idiot, you're sitting there, this tiny little oven, because by the way, they're not huge. It's like usually these standalone things. So you're sitting there spraying the whole fucking thing, scrubbing oil out of it. Like, what am I doing this for? This is so dumb. Just put it in your real oven or whatever. Forget this thing. The air fryer is dumb. You know what's funny? We bought an oven, a new one, a few years ago. We needed to because the old one was an old piece of crap from the 90s and was breaking. The oven is an air fryer. Like, no lie, the oven has an air fryer mode. So we could air fry whatever we want in the oven. We never use it. We just bake it. Like, why the fuck am I air frying? We just bake everything normally, and that's what we do. MKASP, thank you for $2, MKASP. I appreciate that. Let's do a nice Machoke flex with Machoke. There we go. And he says, I'm smoking a joint. The next trip is for you. Thank you so much, MKASP. Now, guys, let's go. It's been a fun podcast, has it not? But here's what's going to happen. When I start playing Symphony of the Night, half of you are going to leave, and we're going to get no support. Seriously, I know, because it's already happened twice. Now, I like Symphony of the Night. I'm going to keep playing it. But right now, let's go. Let's get support for the show. I know you've enjoyed it. You've had a great time. You've clip farmed. Now, let's go. Let's get a $50 contribution. Let's open a pack of cards. Let's get to $100 of support. Let's open another pack of cards. Let's get some support going for the show, and let's do some card unpacking before we get to Symphony of the Night. Air fryers are mad loud. I don't think we ever noticed that. Well, you mean the fans, right? Because the fans on the thing are blowing constantly when you're using it. I guess that's true. Some of these people, this dumb stuff they say is just like, my God, there's no brain cells there. There really isn't. It's like Curly used to say to the Three Stooges, I keep trying to think, but nothing happens. Crow says, would I like to see another 3D Castlevania? No. Castlevania is best 2D and should stay 2D. If it's 2D, 3D, that's okay. I don't want a 3D Castlevania. They tried it and it sucked. People person says, what percentage of people buying Pokemon cards do you think are basically adults buying them for money and collectability and resale versus kids? I would argue 90%. I think it's 90% of people who buy Pokemon cards are adults, 10% are children. I'm serious. That's what I believe. People say 99%. I think it's 90%, not exaggerating. Because you got to think of it this way. How would a child buy them exactly, right? Or a child whose parent, if they tell them, hey, I want Pokemon cards. Do you think the parent has time to go to PokemonCenter.com at 9 a.m. on the day when pitch black is dropping to sit there refreshing, trying to log into the fucking site to buy a box of cards for their kids? No. Normal people don't have time to do that shit. What they want to do is get something that's easily accessible and easily obtainable. And they just go and get it when they have free time or when they're doing something else, right? A parent doesn't have time to do that shit, and the kid can't buy it because the kid doesn't have a job. So, no, I would argue maybe 10% get bought casually by parents, or they get a chance, they go to the store, they pre-order for their kid, and they happen to get it because of that. But for most people, it's these losers who just sit there fucking clicking. I need to resell this. I need to resell it, make money. And then they buy it all up and they resell it on the internet. Because they're fucking greedy. Nothing here says, do you think the video game review industry needs a rehaul? No, what needs to happen is a wake-up call with the public. Because the industry changed, but the public's perception of the industry didn't. Used to be, hey, game's coming out. So all you have are established media outlets who got the game early, who reviewed it, and put out an official review, and that's it. Now, a game's coming out. Oh, what we need to do is we need to we need to contact influencers. Not gamers, influencers. We need to send them the game early. We need to make sure that they get flown out to a special event, wined and dined. Then, they're expected to play the game on a stream and basically kiss its butt under the guise that they're testing it, when in reality, it's a paid advertisement. Okay? It doesn't even matter if they have a contract with said company. If you have been wined and dined, if you've been provided anything for free, you've already accepted payment. I want you to understand that. If anyone ever accepts a free game, they have already accepted payment for an advertisement. That's how it works. Doesn't matter if there's a contract in place, they still have. Okay? And that's the problem, is the industry has changed to now, people don't realize that the vast majority of big creators they watch are paid advertisement shills, not actual gamers anymore. Even if they started as a real gamer, the moment that they got in bed with the companies, they no longer are valid gamers. They're just paid advertisers. And the industry doesn't necessarily need to change. It's just that people need to wise up. Like, for example, right now, if your favorite actor, if Pedro Pascal came out and said, I really love this bag of chips, right? Would you really care if Pedro Pascal likes that bag of chips? You're like, you're an actor. Why do I give a fuck if you like Lay's sour cream potato chips? I don't care, right? But right now, if your favorite gamer on the internet said, wow, I really like this game, you'd be like, oh, maybe I'll get it then. Do you see? That's the problem. The perception is different. When you see a celebrity, an actor or something, a musician, say, oh, I really like this thing. You're like, who gives a fuck? You're a rich celebrity. We don't care what you think. But then when you see this guy who presents themselves like the everyman, oh, I'm just like you. I like games like you. Look, I'm hip and I'm cool. And they say they like a game. Now you're like, oh, I should get that game. That's the problem. We already have that separation of perception versus reality when it comes to celebrities and actors and musicians and things like that. We don't have it for influencers and creators. We need to. We need to have that separation in society and say, those aren't real people. Those are shills. They're only there to make a buck. They don't care if something's really good or not. All they want to do is make that money, that sponsorship. How many times do you see someone, they're playing a game because it's new and they have it early and they never play it again? Almost everyone. Like, almost people who get the shit early. Oh, Forza Horizon 6. Yeah, what happened to Forza Horizon? Are they playing it now? They dropped that shit right away. They played it for a few days. They said it was the best driving game ever. Are they playing it now? No, because they don't care. They're not gamers. They're not actually doing a playthrough. They're advertising. We need to have that separation, and we don't. People are just very gullible today, and they legit believe that some of this stuff is real that's not. It's sad. You know, we don't have that separation anymore. We need to. That's correct. Nothing here says, it sucks those reviewers release their review right at launch, and the algorithm picks up their video, and then they make more money, so they just say it's good, and they get, you know, they get the cut. Exactly. Are they getting a direct payment? No. But they've already been wined and dined, flown to a special press event, got advance access, then they get the early review, so they get the free money from that, and they're on to the next right away. I went to E3 once. When I was partnered with Machinima, I went to E3 once in 2012. Thank you, Darth Lady God. Exactly. Nothing here says I like it when you review games because we're actually seeing all your real gameplay, not behind closed doors weeks ahead of launch. Yeah. And I have no incentive ever to tell you that a game is good or bad. I can just tell you like it is from my own perspective, honestly. It doesn't matter. I don't benefit if I say a game is good, and I don't benefit if I say a game is bad. You know what I'm saying is truthful, and I have absolutely no influence to say anything because no company's going to kiss my butt and fly me out and wine and dine me to do shit. And at the same time, it's not like if I make a negative video about a game, it's going to get hundreds of thousands of views and make me thousands of dollars because I did that either. I'm just not popular enough. So it doesn't matter what I say. King Crimson, I don't know how they're going to handle Tupac's voice in Stranger Than Heaven. Probably AI, right? What else could they do? Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, no, not him again. Says, like those mobile game ads. They have a person reacting to the phone. They've never even played the game. That's very common. I've seen those ads where they're like, whoa, look at this. And you can do this and this. They're not playing it. It's just all fake. They're reading. What they do is they read a script. They're given a script by the company. Here's what the script that you need to hit these points in your ad read. And you must hit those points to get paid. So they just go say the same exact shit. I don't know what that means. What is a Toho remake? Princess Luna says, I seen yesterday the Final Fantasy VII director says RPGs need more Mass Effect style branching choices. People are becoming content simply by watching a streamer play an RPG instead. Or becoming content. Right. Yeah, that is true. They just watch the influencer play the fucking game, right? And then they're like, oh, I've seen it. And they don't buy it. So if you have a game where basically what you're doing is influenced by your choices in the game, that's better. Because then it feels like it's your playthrough. It's your custom thing. It's different from what you've seen other people do. Oh, I'm just going to call out one thing. Because I actually made a post about it on X yesterday. One of the producers of Street Fighter 6, listen to what he said. We're not working on Street Fighter 7. We're not even thinking about it. We want Street Fighter 6 to last a decade. We're just going to keep pumping out seasonal content for Street Fighter 6 for a decade. Okay? So that guy who said that, he's either the most actually greedy, low effort, lazy motherfucker on the planet, or he's just retarded. It's one or the other. Because he's so dumb. He doesn't actually realize there's been 0 fighting games in history that have lasted 10 years. The only time that fighting games were played for 10 years was when they had to because Capcom wasn't making any more. And therefore, these games were so good, they had to last a decade until Street Fighter 4 came out. And the 4 I'm talking about are Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Capcom vs. SNK 2, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They're called the Big Four for a reason. They were the Big Four games that kept everything going in the late 90s until 2009 when Street Fighter 4 released. That was a time frame of 10. They called it the Dark Ages of fighting games because there was nothing else coming out of Capcom besides junk. Like that Capcom Fighting Jam and shit like that. That was complete ass. And then nothing for the longest time. So those games had to hold up the fighting game community with their quality, with the way that they were built. Okay, it wasn't seasonal content. It wasn't, it wasn't like Capcom was making money on them. They weren't. Okay, but this guy, this producer, literally should not be in charge of a single fucking thing ever in his whole life. He thinks that a fighting game is going to last 10 years shoveling out garbage content seasonally. So he thinks that putting out 4 characters a year for 10 years is a viable solution for a fighting game's life cycle. He's a fucking moron. He really, like, the moment that they interviewed him and he said that, Capcom should have ran to the rescue and fired him. Immediately. That moment. Just fire him and toss him into the street. He doesn't deserve a job. Because he's going to fuck up Capcom irrevocably if these people believe that a single fighting game can last 10 years. That is insanely fucking stupid. Okay? The only games that can arguably last 10 years are like MMOs, where you have the seasonal content and the virtual social aspect. This is a competitive fighting game, and he's treating it like an MMO. He's a dunce. You shouldn't have someone like that running your company and being in charge of your game. He's going to fuck you. He's going to ruin you. People already 3 years into Street Fighter 6 are bored as hell, and they want new content. They want another fighting game, or they want Street Fighter 7. They don't want more Street Fighter 6 characters. This announcement of Tifa and 3 new characters was like a fart that was just emanated into the fighting game community. There's not big excitement for this. And he's so dumb, he thinks it is. So basically, he's either listening to the wrong people or he's actually stupid. So he shouldn't be in charge as a producer of Street Fighter 6. He should be fired. He's an idiot. MKASP did a $2 super chat, says, would you review a game pre-launch? No, not anymore. Like, there was a time back in the day when I was focused on YouTube-based content and stuff that it would be a possibility. No, I wouldn't. Like, right now, I'm not kidding. Right now, if Rockstar contacted me and said, hey, DSP, we'd like to send you a copy of GTA 6. It's done, and we want to send you an early copy. You can't stream it. You can't put videos out of it. But you can play it for yourself early. I would say no. So I don't want it. What am I going to do with that? The only reason that I want a game is so that I can basically experience it with all of you, have a fun interactive stream, share my thoughts about it live, and be honest. If it means I have to keep the game a super secret and hide it and time a release of a video or stream later, fuck that. I'm not doing that. That's stupidity. That's only for the greedy. So no, I would not do it. No, I'm not surprised by people's stupidity. They are becoming more stupid by the day. Because again, as we have a new generation of people who are eternally online, which means their existence is online. They don't really live in the real world. They do, but they don't think they do. They actually believe that the vast majority of their existence is online based. And so that generation is just dumb as fuck. They don't even know how to do basic shit. They can't function without the help of others and or assistance. So because they've only lived online, they don't know anything. And they actually think they're smart, but they're not. Most of them don't even have like functional reading, writing skills. They can barely talk. They're all fucking, everything they say is like, you know, slang and shit. They're just, it's so dumb. And these are the people who's the next generation that are stepping up to do things like go to jobs and stuff. It's pretty pathetic and bad, this generation. And, you know, it would say, do you blame them? Honestly, I don't. It's because the generation before them basically never became adults and therefore never raised this generation of kids. So these kids were left to their own devices and they were just handed a device. Here's a phone. Go mess with this while I go do something. So there was no parenting. So the kids never learned how to be humans. So now they're just weirdos who sat on the internet all fucking day. And that's how they act. They act like fucking bizarre people. They can't even have like a regular social interaction with anyone because their parents never parented them and taught them a damn thing. And that's the situation that humanity is in right now. It's pretty fucked up. Any idea why there's more ads on browser-based viewing versus the TV? Because the ads are different. Ads versus on the browser versus ads on the TV are completely different ad pools. When advertisers buy ads, they determine where they want their ads to run, where they feel they'll be more targeted. So, for example, okay, if you are watching on a TV, you're probably more apt to be watching different kinds of content than those who watch on a phone or a PC. They do research to try to figure out who watches what where. okay? Then based on what you probably watch on the TV versus the PC, they try to target the advertisement differently. So basically what's happened is the targeted ads are more towards PC viewers right now. At another time of the year, that might not be the case. Maybe later in the year, Christmas time, more ads would be on the TV. But it's because it's different ad pools and different targeting by companies. That's how that works. King Crimson says the Marvel Tokon dev said the same thing. They want to support the game for a decade. Again, the reason they say this is because they're all chasing the same money. They're chasing the same bag. They all think that they're Grand Theft Auto Online or that they're some MMO, and they're not. They don't even, the people who are in charge right now of fighting games don't even understand fighting games. That's the problem. They're making products for consumption and to print money rather than making a good fighting game first and then saying, we made the good game, now let's figure out how to monetize it. Instead, it's like the monetization has to come first. So who cares if the game is good? As long as we can keep pumping out characters for it for a year, for 10 years, that's all we care about. That's probably stupid, don't you think? And those are the producers who are in charge of these games. They're actual idiots. They don't actually understand fighting games, and they're going to fuck everything up. All right, guys. Well, I think it is time to end the show. It's been about 2 hours. I like to have the podcast be roughly 2 hours. I do want to say thanks to those who chilled, those who engaged, and those who supported. Sadly, as confident as I felt, I can't psychically make people do stuff. And so we're not doing any unpackings. I'm going to be honest. I don't think we're doing one this stream. Symphony of the Night never does well. Like, seriously. Symphony of the Night just historically has not done well. So I'm not expecting someone to come by and do a $50 contribution, nor am I expecting this stream to hit $100. So I guess this is not going to happen today. The rest of the week has done well. I'm not complaining. It's been a well-supported week, seriously, and I really enjoyed it. And I can't wait to get to more of those because we've had such good pulls, but that's that. Now, remember, I am not here tomorrow, and I am not here Saturday. I return on Sunday. On Sunday, there will be a Level 1 podcast in the morning. All right? It will be the continuation of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, which we premiered yesterday and did really well. And what we're going to do on Sunday night, I think we should try a new game. Now, the question is, should we do Mina the Hollower? Should we do Killer Bean? Or should we do the new Resident Evil? Like, I'm down to try anything. What I'm thinking is maybe that night we either try Mina the Hollower or Killer Bean. Since those are on PC, it's like an easy thing to try out on a late stream. With Resident Evil, I think I want to actually do a playthrough of it. So maybe we save that for a day stream. But I'm thinking, I don't know which one we would want to do on Sunday night. But we got to kind of figure that out. Either one, I think, is a good game. I don't know how much about, Killer Bean and like how long it would be as a game playthrough or even just like checking it out once. I guess we'd have to see. So anyway, yeah, that's going to be Sunday. So I hope that you guys will, come by on Sunday and hang out with me for a podcast for Brilliant Diamond and for whatever we do on that late stream. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for watching the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you enjoyed it. I had a good time. I hope that you will stick around. I hope that you won't run for the hills now because I'm about to start playing Castlevania. The game is great. It's very challenging. I'm dying a lot. Well, not a lot, but I am dying getting messed up because it's so hard in the second half. So please stick around for that. But in the meantime, have a good couple of days away. I'll see you all Sunday. Thanks a lot for chilling, and peace out.